all of you. These notes I have sent, and I'll be taking reference of this one only for explanation purpose so that you can follow easily. So we have seen this access example in the previous class. Is how three different classes were defined, and all the three classes were present in the same package called P1. The same package P1 was used for all the classes. Now what happens if the class present in other package is trying to access the files present in some other package, right? That purpose what I'll do. This was what we have seen in the last class. So what we have seen, we have defined two packages, P1 and P2, and then P1, these four classes were defined in the package P1 and different accesses were studied. Now we are trying to define something with this package P2, create some files in this one class which is subclass of this, another which is not a subclass of this. I'll just open this with the Paint. A different access I'll show you first. Right. This was the member class access which we need to know. So we are studying about these last two rows now. So a class entity which is present in some other package, and that is subclass of the class which is present in P1. So this diagram, I'll take help of this diagram. Right. So this other access we're trying to define. We're trying to define other possible access. One second, the machine have got hanged. I can't not getting open. I have reopened it. This was the class member accesses, which we should know. The fourth type of access here is some class which is defined in other package, and it is subclass of this protection.java. Subclass of this protection.java. What happens in that scenario? So if you consider these are the two classes which are defined in the package P2. First class is protection2, which is inheriting properties from protection, which is present in package P1. So first class is protection2. Second class is other package, and this is not a subclass of any other class. So it is an independent class. So first class is what? It is present in package P2. So the classes are present in package P2. What is the name of the class? Protection2. So that I will try to show it here with the Paint. What is that other class? So instead of writing completely, I'll write it in short form, protection2.java. protection2.java is the file which is present in package p2, which is present in package p2. So along with that, what else it means? It is extending properties from p1 dot protection. It is extending properties from p1 dot. Why p1 dot you have to use? Because protection class is present in package p1. So if you want to extend the properties from that protection, you should fully qualify its name. That means starting from the package name, you should use dot operator followed by the name of the class. So what it means here is actually this p2 is inheriting properties from this protection.java, which is present in package p1, which is present in package p1. So what I'll do, I'll show it diagrammatically. So what is happening? This is inherited. What actually is happening? p2.protection2.java is a source file which is present in package p2, and it is inheriting properties from this protection.java, which is present in package p1, which is present in package p1. So that is what is first class. Then other class in package p2 is other package. So name of this class here is other package, and it is not inheriting anything. So it is on in this other package class, we are just trying to create an object of protection. So one more class I'll take it here. What is that? Other class. Name of the class here is other package. Other package. As with the name of the class, we will be storing them with the same name extension. Actually, when I write the source files here, these are nothing but the classes which are actually performing the operations, not the, just for understanding purpose, we will be writing the name, exact name of the source files itself. But the actual meaning here is P2 class is inheriting properties from this protection. That is, protection2 class is inheriting properties from protection which is present in package p1. So meaning of this. Now in this case, what are the possibilities? Package protection2.java is obviously present in some other package. Obviously present in some other package, and it is also a subclass. It is also a subclass of which class? Protection.java. P2 is protection2 is subclass of protection. So the third condition is satisfied. In this case, what are the possibilities? Possible access provisions given. So private member cannot be accessed. Then default member cannot be accessed. Only protected and public members are allowed to be accessed. Only public and protected members are allowed to be accessed. So all the programs, I bring them to the screen. Right now things will be clear. Right, this demo will be required at the end. Obviously, what we know here, this is our protection.java. See this class, this file, this can see here. Whatever I have highlighted, all these three files are present in package p2, and this is the file which is present in package p1. Why? Because the first line what I have told, protection2, see here this line, the protection2 source file, protection2 is extending properties from protection which is present in p1. That means p1 dot protection. Where is the protection? Protection class is present here, and it is obviously inheriting all the properties from this p2 is protection2 is inheriting properties from protection1 which is present in package p1. So this is the source file which already we have studied in the previous class. So whenever we call this particular constructor, these file lines will be executed first by default. So whenever you are invoking this, anything constructor related to this class, that is protection2 class, the constructor of the superclass will be called first. Right? Then other package is the class. Other package is one more class which is also creating one object. This is also calling the constructor project in p1, but it is not a but it is not a subclass. So that is what is last possibility. What is the last possibility? It says there is a class which is present in different package, and that is that is not a subclass. So when you come back here, you will come to know what is the meaning of this other package. So this I am explaining this other package. So other package is a class. Other package is a class or source file which is present in package P2, and it is not a subclass of this. Only protection 2 is a subclass of this, not this other package. So in this scenario, in this fourth scenario, see, I have commented everything except the public. Everything is commented except public. So what the access protection says, private member cannot be accessed, default member cannot be accessed, protected member cannot be accessed, and only you are allowed to access the public member. Only you are allowed to access the public member. Right? Now I'll give the demonstration. Things will be clear with the demonstration. Package 2. So how to compile? Should make use of Java-C compiler. From as usual, this main I have not explained. So this is the very first class which will be executing. Why? Because demo is the class which is present in package P2. In the previous class also we had considered the same class name demo, but that was present in package P1. Now this is present in package P2. See, here we had written demo.java. Similarly, there is one more class present in this package P2. What is that? Demo.java. So totally package 2 is having 3 classes and package 1 is having 4 classes. Now we are trying to execute this demo.java, the demo class which is present in the demo source file which is present in package P2. So whenever we execute this, first what we are trying to do here is, here we are just simply creating objects. It is just call the constructors. Create protection, call the constructor of protection 2 and then call the constructor of other package. So whenever you call constructor of protection 2, so where is the protection 2 constructor? Yes, here is the protection 2. The very first line what I am trying to do here is protection 2 constructor is being called. Create an object of type protection 2 and assign into reference variable object 1. So whenever I am calling protection 2, so where is the constructor of protection 2? This is what is constructor of the protection 2. So as protection 2 is extending properties from protection, the constructor of the superclass will be called. The constructor of the superclass will be called. This will get executed, and then these statements will be executed. That is derived class constructor. So I'll show the execution parallel here. P2 slash demo. See, you see how to compile. Java-C compiler being used. From package P2, I am compiling the program called demo.java. Then make use of Java interpreter P2 dot. One second. Second. Daily. One second. I need to check in package P2 whether the file name got changed. Package P2 we have here demo.java. Here it is present. Java. One second, because of some reasons it is not getting executed. Yesterday it was executing. there I was doing mistake while giving the name. It was taking capital character. Actually, the name of the package is small p. So here, if you can see what was the mistake, I was giving capital P here. So capital P was being given, but actually it is a small p. So that was the error, because package names and source file names are also case sensitive, right? So when we see this, when you come back to our source files, protection2. See, I'm just calling the constructor of the protection2. As I said, whenever you call constructor of the protection2, first it will call constructor of the base class. This is what is protection2. But before you call this, we have to call constructor of the superclass. So what is superclass? This is what is superclass. This is what is superclass. So what is present in superclass? We are just trying to display the line called base constructor and n private protected public. Then this constructor will be executed as a derived other package. This line will be printed and all these lines are commented. Then protected and public values are being displayed. That is 3 and 4 are being displayed, not this 1 and 2. Why? Because access for them is not allowed as per this. First two are not allowed, only last two are allowed, so they are not being displayed. So if you want, you can comment, or you can remove the comments and we can see the errors which I have shown in the previous class, right? So next statement here is in the main function other package. So we are calling the constructor of other package. We're calling constructor of the other package. So I'll just minimize this and open the source file other package. Yes, this is what is the other package source file. 1 second. Yes, other package source file. So whenever you create constructor, call the constructor of the other package, we are creating object of type protection. We are creating object of type protection. That means first constructor of the superclass will be called. Constructor of superclass will be called. Then these statements are getting printed. So as usual, the base constructor, after these lines, the base constructor, these again 5 lines will be displayed as it is. Then the statements present in the other package constructor will be executed. So what are the statements present in other package constructor? This is one print statement and this is one print statement. It will print other package constructor followed by n public, because only public member is allowed to be accessed, not any of these members. So all the members have been commented. So what the last says, this is not allowed. Private default protected members are not allowed to be accessed from the other package, and only public member is allowed to be accessed. So these were the 4 possibilities. What happens when the contents are present in package 1? What happens when they are in package 2? So I'll just try to close all these things. So this is a very frequently asked entity from the packages. So you can expect at least one question from this. Either any of these will be asked. And same package subclass, these combinations can be asked, usually either from single package or from other package. So this you need to know properly. This concept is over. Next, other package. This is what I have explained, demo.java. Importing packages. Now what we have seen till now here is how can we create packages and how can we save our names, our files in those packages. 2 packages we have, 3 packages we have seen till now. One with the name mypack, another one is p1 and another one is p2. Now how can we import them? At the beginning of the source file, we used to write the statements like import. You must have seen some of the examples, previous examples. While giving demonstrations, we were using the statements called import. So nothing but we are importing some packages in our programs. The meaning of this is we are importing some packages. So Java allows import statement to bring certain classes or the entire package into visibility. That means if you want to include in your source file, that is possible with the import statement. So import statement, they are going to occur immediately following the package statements. That means first you should write package statements, then after that we will be writing import. Packages can be present in the hierarchies, that is import space package name. If you want the next hierarchy level to be taken, then use the dot operator. That is the package names must be separated by the dot operator. Then finally we specify either an explicit class name or star. So two possibilities, either explicit class name means from that package we will be importing only the class. Star means that compiler should import the entire package. That is whatever classes, interface, everything is present in that particular package that will get imported. So for example, here import.java, import java.utility.date. That means from the Java package, utility sub package, we are just trying to import a date class. The last entity indicates name of the class which you are trying to import. So here the second statement, what it says, from the Java package, input output sub package include star. Star means all the classes. Star means all the classes. Whatever name you specify at the end, only that particular class will be imported. So it is better to specify only the specified class which you want instead of importing everything. Right? So whenever you are trying to import the statements, you can use the class name by specifying its fully qualified name. That is, for example, import java.utility.star. So this statement can also be written like this. Why? Because in this utility package, date class is present. So you can see here. In this utility sub package, date class is present. If you don't want to make use of import statements, then you should write this class definition can be written like this: class myDate extends java.utility.date. If you don't want to make use of the import statements, that means you can avoid the import statements provided you specify the fully qualified name of the class which you are trying to access. Here I am just importing the package and then extend the date class. If the same example without import statement can also be written like this. So I don't want to import the packages. I'm just specifying fully qualified name of the date class, Java package, utility sub package, then the date class. So it means my date is extending date class. So in the earlier my pack package, we have seen one example called account balance. You remember account balance that was containing two classes, account balance.java and balance.java. Now what we can do here is in that my pack package, we have to create a source file called balance and make it public See here, when a package is imported, only those items within the package declared as public will be available for non-subclasses. That means if you want something to be available, you have to declare it as public. For example, if you want the balance class of the package mypack, balance class of the package mypack. So I will go there and explain. Yes, balance pack class of mypack. See here, we have seen this mypack in the previous classes, mypack, and these were the entities available. Now, for this explanation purpose, in totally I have created some other package, some only minor change. Instead of in the textbook it is mypack, but here I have made it as mypack1 because I have not changed the original package, simply mypack1. And when you take in the mypack account balance.java, this is what we have already studied. I am simply revising it. So in the account balance.java, if you want this class to be made public, so I have made it as public here. Why? Because I have considered other package instead of disturbing the actual notation. I have considered other package. This is I have made it as public. But when I go to my pack, actual my pack, I am opening that source file itself. One second. Account balance.java. Now you side by side, I'll compare these two files. Now account balance, both are same source file. So only thing change what I have made here is this earlier the class balance was not made public, it was private. Now here it was by default access. Now here the class balance is made with public. So this is what is the change, because why? I want to keep this balance class independently in some package called mypack. Now for explanation purpose, this was mypack and this what we have considered is mypack1. Only that change I have made. If you want, you can also change the same package itself. But for explanation purpose, instead of changing the original package, I have taken the name called mypack1 and changed the access specification of balance class to public. Here mypack1 and balance class, they are same. So after making it public, then we can easily access it. And this has been kept as a separate class. So I hope you understood. I'll close this. So when you come back to mypack1, so mypack1, see here balance.java. So what I have made here is only that class has been taken out. So this balance.java is a source file which is present in mypack1. Balance.java is a source file which is present in mypack1. I have just made this, I have just taken out this class from the account balance. That independent entity balance class we have taken out and kept it in a separate file. So what is that separate file? Balance.java, and we are trying to import this particular file. This file which is present in mypack1. So here it has been made public, and we can just make use of this file. So we have written one code for that, testbalance.java. Testbalance.java, right? Test balance and balance. So both I'll keep side by side. So this is the balance class which is present in mypack1. Now this test balance class, within this class, I am trying to access the constructor of the balance class. Why I am able to do it? I am able to do it because I am importing all the classes present in mypack1. I am able to import all the classes present in mypack1. So see here, this balance class is present where? In mypack1. And our test balance. See here, this is what is test balance.java. Test balance.java is present in bin folder. Yes, test balance.java is present in bin folder, and mypack1, this balance.java is present in mypack1. So what we are trying to do here is, while being in the bin folder, that means from some other location we are importing all the classes present in that particular package. So from testbalance.java file, we are trying to import some file called balance.java, which is present in mypack1, So that is possible. Why is that possible? Here is the statement. What it says is this one. What it clearly says, in the testbalance.java source file, we are importing the package, because till now in the programs we were simply importing the packages which were already created. Now this is mypack1 is our own package which we have created. So in our mypack1 own package, we have the class called balance, and that I'm trying to import. So here, because balance is public, you may use balance class and call its constructor. So that is possible to call. Compilation usually will be compiling test balance.java. One second, again I get it wrong. Let's see, test balance.java, then as usual execute it, right? So test balance is a class which is able to import the class present in some other package. So we are using implicitly the functionalities. The advantage of this package series. So P1, from P1 you can make use of the code present in P2. That means from the reusability, the basic intention here is reusability. We can use the code which is already written by someone else, This balance was already written by someone else. We are just trying to reuse it in our code. So how it is possible to reuse it? It is possible to reuse only with the help of this import statement. So what is this? This is the import statement. We are trying to import star indicates every class which is present in mypack1, but we are using only the balance class. And We are just here calling the constructor, then we are calling the show method, and this is what is the output of the show method. So that is how we are able to import the packages which are already defined. Import the packages which are already defined. This was the concept of importing packages. So see here I have written note. It should be kept in the bin folder for demonstration, because that's how we'll be exactly able to demonstrate. It need not be in the bin folder. You can keep it in some other place also. Then you have to provide fully qualified name for that. So when it comes for that is first half of this part is over. The next one is interfaces, packages and interfaces. Interface briefly I had explained. Like interface, by with the help of interface we will be making a class purely abstract one, fully abstract class. What actually is an interface here is, with the interface we can specify what a class must do and not how it does it. That means we will tell only what you have to do, and we will not tell how you have to do that. That is what is interface. And that implementation part will be done by the class who is actually implementing that interface. Interfaces are syntactically similar to classes, but they lack instance variables. That means we cannot create variables of the interface, and all their methods are declared without any body. That is, whatever the methods are present in the interface, they will be not having any definition. Only prototype of the functions will be present. Definition will be provided by the classes. You can define the interfaces that don't make any assumptions about how they are implemented. That means we just define the interface and leave it. Implementation will be done by the classes. Implementation will be done by the class who is going to implement that. Once defined, any number of classes can implement that interface. Any number of classes can use that interface. And one class can implement any number of interfaces. With the help of this, the multiple inheritance is resolved in Java. To implement an interface, a class must create a complete set of methods defined by the interface. So interface will just be created. So power is lost here, Naveen. For the desktop PC, I don't have backup. Probably I think you will not be able to see the screen now because of that. Wait, what I'll do? Naveen, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the list of participants all?
Yes, sir. I can see, sir.
Okay, that participants list you take just screenshot
Okay, sir.
all the names,
Yes, sir.
then save the screenshot and send it to me.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because power is lost here. Remaining I'll continue if possible either in the evening today or tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just take the screenshot. Others you wait till he takes the screenshot, and then we shall again, because if within that if the power supply comes, I'll continue it. When is your second internals, Naveen?
From 18, sir.
18. Okay. Second internal syllabus is like you stop that recording part, Naveen. Have you stopped?